أحاط سعادته وكماله بطاعته وربط شقاءه وخسرانه بمعصيته القائل أفحسبتم أنما خلقناكم عبثا وأنكم إلينا لا ترجعون. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن دعا بدعوته واستنى بسنته وسار على نهجه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. My brothers and sisters, indeed, I enjoin upon you and upon myself the fear of Allah Ta'ala. Inshallah, in today's sermon, we will be looking at some of the teachings of one of the hadith of the Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Hadith transmitted by Imam At-Tirmidhi, Ibn Majah, and Imam Ahmad. In that noble hadith, the Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is saying that المؤمن الذي يخالط الناس ويصبر على أذاهم خير من المؤمن الذي لا يخالط الناس ولا يصبر على أذاهم. Which is the hadith transmitted by Abdullah ibn Umar, may Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, on the authority of Abdullah ibn Umar, may Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala please both of them and him and his father. Abdullah ibn Umar said that, for the Prophet said that the believer, that is al-mu'min, that is the believer, alladhi yukhaliqu an-nasa, the one that mingle with people, wa yasbiru ala adahum, and bears or tolerates their, harm. That is some things he does not like from them. He said it is better, that is, he is better than al-mu'min alladhi la yukhaliqu an-nasa, that is the believer that does not mingle with the people, wa la yasbiru ala adahum, and never tolerates their evil or maybe some negative things from them. If we look at this hadith and other hadith or traditions or teachings of the Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we have a lot of lessons inside to learn that will give us a peaceful environment or peaceful community. There is no one is perfect. There is no way you live with people or you relate with people that one way or the other they don't harm you somehow. That is, or they don't do something that displeases you. Let me put it that way. And for you to be able to live peacefully with people, then you need to have some level of tolerance, some level of patience. And if we look at the messengers of Allah Ta'ala, they were people who tolerated a lot of harm from those around them. Even the most closest ones to you can harm you. We can see the story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Those who threw him into the well were his brothers, his siblings, his brothers, same father, not maybe distant family members. When you look at our Messenger, when you read Tabbat Yada Abi Lahab wa Tab, Abu Lahab was also his uncle. Prophet Ibrahim threw into what? Into the fire. But of those, who planned that was who? His father. Mention anybody. So there is no way you can relate with people or you mingle with people and they don't one way or the other, do something that displeases you sometimes, just the same way you do to others. Yes, so they are not the only one doing to you. Because where most of us are making the mistake is that we think others are the ones hurting us. We don't usually think that we also hurt others. I do tell us from time to time, when they tell you someone is a righteous man, that's a human being, if they tell you somebody is a righteous person, the definition is not beyond he having more good than evil. That is, the good in him is more than what? The bad in him. That's the meaning of a righteous man. That is, you don't have any man that is 100% what? Good. So if you think you are more righteous than somebody, that means maybe your own good is 90% and the negative in you is 10%. Then maybe his own is 70, your own, and the good is 70, his bad is what? 30. It's because his own bad is 30, then you now say you are what? More righteous than him, not because you don't have also the negative side. And I do say to people from time to time, then you shouldn't be surprised, or you don't need to be shocked if a human being offends you. Why? Because he offends the person who have given him everything. So if someone offends someone who have given him everything, then there is no big deal if he offends you who have not given him even up to 5% of what he has. No matter what you've done for anybody, you've not done up to 5% of what Allah have done for him. Even 1% of what Allah have done for him, you've not done that. If you like give the whole world to him, you've not given him up to 1% of what Allah have given. But still with that, what happens? You still disobey Allah. So for Allah to allow us to live, what happens? He overlooks our shortcomings. That's why Allah Ta'ala in the verse of the Quran told us that لو يؤاخذ الله الناس بما كسبوا ما ترك على ظهرها من دابة. I don't mean Allah will hold people accountable for everything they do. He said there is no soul will have been what? Left on the earth. Well, there is no single person. He said if you want to know the greatest sinner, meet the person who tells you that he has never offended Allah, he has never sinned against Allah. He said if you want to meet the greatest sinner, meet the person who will tell you that he has never sinned against Allah. Usually the best of the people doesn't make noise. Yes, the 70 man and nobody worry. Huh? Yes. Make messengers of Allah. They are not too proud of themselves. But meet the evil ones in the society, they will tell you they are the best of the people. And look at Fir'aun. Not even thinking he's the best of the people, he said he's what? Ana rabbukum al-a'la. I am your Lord the Most High. For Shaitan, yes, was talking to Allah direct. Allah told him do this, he said this. Oh, why? He is now explaining to the person who made him how he is better than the other person. So what explanation does he have to give Allah? He cannot know himself better than Allah because Allah made him. And he wasn't there when he was made. But still, he's telling Allah the distinction between him and Prophet Adam, alayhi salatu wasalam, as if Allah would ask him to bow to Adam, did not know who Adam is and who he is. Say, Ana khayrun minhu, I'm better than him. Khalaqtani min narin wa khalaqtahu min tin. You created me from fire and you created him from what? From soil. So in a nutshell, my brothers and sisters in being, for us to have a peaceful community, to have a peaceful home, to have peaceful family, it costs us every level, whether community level, family level, all levels. So long as you mingle with people, then definitely sometimes you hurt them and sometimes they hurt you. So what do? Then learn to be patient. Learn to tolerate them. Crisis everywhere, all over the world. Why? Because nobody is ready to tolerate the other. Like our country, as a nation, if we want to prosper, if we want to, progress, all of us, irrespective of our tribal differences, irrespective of our religious differences, we need to what? To tolerate one another. There's nothing, like I do tell us from time to time, there's nothing anybody can do to make the world same kind of people. It's not possible because the owner of the world did not plan it like that. So وَلَا يَزَالُونَ مُخْتَلِفِينَ. They will not cease to be what? Different. A woman thinks different from a man, and a man thinks different from a woman. So those differences, or children's way of thinking, children think different from adults, and adults think different from children. So we cannot say peace can only reign when adults become children and children become adults. No. Those differences, Allah knows the blessing inside, the benefit inside. It's just for our own good. All we need to do is what? Try to see how we can what? Complement, ourselves. So, brothers and sisters, indeed, as believers, we need to learn to be patient with those around us. Your wives, your children, your friends, your colleagues in office, business, in the market, anywhere you find yourself, or on the road, as you are driving, it's other road users. We need to tolerate one another. And one amazing thing about Allah Ta'ala is nothing happens to you that there's no blessing inside. Like I do say to us from time to time, nothing is evil and nothing is good. It is your reaction, your thinking, your management of that situation that determines whether it is going to be good or it is going to be bad. Sin can take you to Jannah. I know it sounds strange, that's why I start with that. If I say good deed can take you to Jannah, it's easy to understand, right? Yes, sin can also take you to Jannah. How you relate with the sin, that determines how Allah takes the sin. If you commit sin and you retrace your step and you ask Allah for forgiveness, what will you have? Rewards. Sometimes even Allah Ta'ala went as far as telling us in the verse of the Quran that إِلَّا مَنْ تَابَ وَآمَنَ وَعَمِلَ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا. Allah said what? فَأُولَٰئِكَ يُبَدِّلُ اللَّهُ سَيِّئَاتِهِمْ حَسَنَاتٍ. Allah said those who repent, believe, and do righteous deeds. He said what? Ulaika, those ones, Allah say what? Yubaddilullahu, Allah will change for them what? Sayyi'atihim, their sin, as what? Hasanat, as what? Reward. You can hurt someone by apologizing, the person will smile. Maybe you become friends. Yes, you did what he doesn't want. Let's say you are driving on the road, mistakenly you drove rough somehow, mistakenly to someone, and then maybe when he looks at you angrily, and you say, I'm sorry, maybe what will happen? Maybe he will smile. So instead of fight, it turns to what? Friendship. Why? Your reaction towards what? Your mistake. So when you sin against Allah and you repent, that is what? A good deed. So repentance came as a result of what? The sin. It's just like somebody meeting you and saying, I'm sorry. If he tells you I'm sorry, you ask him, what did you do? If you didn't know what he did. Because it is something that's supposed to come when you what? Wrong someone. So if somebody come and tell you, okay, please, my brother, I'm sorry, you will ask him for what? You will want to know. So in essence, like now, having wealth can give you Jannah, can give you health. Poverty can give you health, can give you Jannah. Having children can give you health, can give you Jannah. Not having children can give you hell, can give you Jannah. So it is not the action itself that actually makes you look, but how you relate with that thing. If Allah gives you wealth, you use it the way Allah wants, it takes you where? Jannah. If you use it the way Allah doesn't want, it takes you where? Hell. So that means money doesn't take you anywhere. It is how you use the money, how you relate with the money, how you view the money that determines what? If you win an election, yes, that's all. Is it good? No. Is it evil? No. But how you manage the office you are occupying, that is what will determine what it will be for you. If you win election, you make life easier for the people, it takes you to where? To Jannah. If you win election and you make life difficult for the people, it takes you to where? To hell. So the position doesn't take you anywhere. So if somebody is a politician, doesn't mean he's a bad person. A politician can be more righteous than some imams. Some politicians will enter Jannah before some imams enter. Because the same way his own office is serving, that is the same way Imam's office is also serving. If you are an imam, your own preaching is to guide people to Allah. It takes you where? Jannah. If your own preaching is how to make people give you more money, what happens? It takes you to hell. من كان يريد حرث الآخرة نزله بحرثه ومن كان يريد حرث الدنيا نؤتيه منها وما له في الآخرة نصيب. الله تبارك وتعالى قال وصل الآية نقول ما تسمعون أستغفر الله العظيم الجليل لي ولكم ولسائر من كل ذنب وخطأ غفور رحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. ما بعد عباد الله أوصيكم بنفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل. Our brothers and sisters, indeed, we all need to try to see how Islam can reflect in our ways of life, in our activities, in our actions. The challenge we're having with most of us today is that yes, we proclaim Islam, but we don't allow that Islam to govern our life. And what makes you a Muslim is not just mere saying Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, but what makes you a Muslim is saying that, believing in that, and living by that. And if we will do that, I guarantee us some situations we are in the country will automatically change. Some situations are not government faults. I know sometimes some of us may not want to hear, but that is the fact. Some situations are as a result of our behavior. So even if you have the best system, then that will give you what? Peace. That will give you happiness, so long as you are not taking care of some things. It's just like somebody having money. Because you have money will make you to enjoy. Some people have money but they are suffering. Why? Because they are not using their money to do on what will make their life better. Somebody else is there, he's very rich but he's into drugs. Does that make him healthier? He's suffering, but he will not know he's suffering because he likes the drug. So he doesn't, his senses are not okay. Yes. He can buy cocaine. That some of the most expensive things are made that food. There's those who have money that can buy those things. You see, he has money, but he's not what? Enjoying his money. But to him, he's enjoying. Why? Because he's not thinking normal. Yeah, but you who is not into it knows he's not enjoying. So if we want changes, if we want to see change in our communities, there are areas we expect the authority to do some things, and there are areas in our own hands. So take for example, the government won't ask you to be a Muslim or to be a Christian. That's your own problem. You want to be a Muslim, you want to be a Christian, you want to be an idol worshipper, that's your own business. So that means there are areas the government doesn't want to interfere. So it is what? Your own hand. That means your own relationship with your Allah, your Maker, is more in your own hand than any human hand. Because nobody is doing anything for you. It's a freedom of what? Of worship. Freedom of what? Religion. Even Allah Ta'ala, even He Himself told you that La ikraha fi din. There's no compulsion in what? Religion. So you don't expect the government to force you to become a Muslim. And that means how you live that aspect of your life, that is your spiritual life. Spiritual life is in whose hand? is in your own hands. And your happiness or your comfort in this life, there is connection between, it has, your spiritual life and your physical life are connected. A poor man can be unhappy, a rich man can be unhappy. Poor man commits suicide, rich man also commits suicide. Same thing. So there are things that when you don't have them, you think when you have them, you've gotten everything. That is not true. Because you have money doesn't make you happy. Some people, the day their headache started is the day they have money. When he was poor, he was comfortable. He was happy. He was relaxing. He can sleep well. From the day he became rich, what happens? He can't sleep until he takes some pills. That is it. So anything can create unhappiness for you. And anything can create what? Happiness for you. Poverty can make you happy. It all depends on the level. I mean, wealth can also make you what? Happy. Poverty can make you unhappy, and wealth can also make you unhappy. Marriage can make you happy, marriage can make you what? Unhappy. Yes. Maybe another person, the day he marries, that is the headache. That is when he can't sleep. Yes, the woman would allow him to what? To have peace. If he's thinking of it, the moment he closes from office, what happens? He's not comfortable because he's going for trouble. Another woman is the husband. That's how it is. Another woman's joy is her husband. Another man's joy is his wife. So anything can give you anything. Some people's headache are their children. Why he can't sleep is his children. When he remembers them, he can't sleep. Another person is there. When he remembers his children, he will say Alhamdulillah. So we all, as Muslims, need to go back to Allah Ta'ala. We need to tolerate ourselves. Ask Allah whatever you want. Nobody is blocking you from anything. Because sometimes part of our headache is that we think somebody is there who can stop us from getting something. Nobody can stop you from getting what Allah has written for you. And no one can give you what Allah has not given you. And there is a way Allah designed life, and I always want us to remember this. Sometimes there is something you want, but yes, Allah might not have the standard you will get it. Take for example, like presidency. It's not possible for all the tribes of the country to become president. It's not possible. We have more than 200 tribes, and each tribe is eligible to become a president. Each tribe. But can all of us become president? No, because we can only have one president. So others have to just let it go. It's just like I used to tell us sometimes, check professions and see. Some professions are dominated by men, and some professions are dominated by women. It just happens just like that. Some professions are dominated by youth, and some professions are dominated by elders. And look at politics. All over the world, that is globally, politics is dominated by men. Or global, even in US. Because Allah who created us differently. So there are things you can withstand, the other cannot withstand. Because even the US that is making much noise, this is the first female vice president that they've ever had. They've not produced female president up to today. The whole years of their independence. I do give us an example. Here in Nigeria, if somebody told you that the nurse gave me injection, the first thing that will strike your head is what? Is a woman. Because the nursing profession is dominated by women. It's not because a nurse has to be a woman. Anybody can be a nurse. But how did this happen? Allah. If you say doctor, the first thing that strikes your head is man. Men did not tie the women down and stop them from learning medicine. It just happens sometimes. It's just that when you go to every section of the country, there's something Allah put the control in their hands. Finish all your calculation, they will still take the control. Everybody. Allah have told us some of the reasons for making it that way. Because He wants us to be interdependent. I need you, you need me. So I'm not helping you, you are not helping me. Like I do say, the Igbos, the Yorubas are not helping the Northerners. The Northerners are not helping the Igbo and Yoruba. The Yorubas, the Igbos, they need the Northerners. The Northerners need the Yoruba and the Igbo. We need ourselves. US need you, you need them. Yes, they can be who they are without you. Maybe your own weakness is their own strength. And their own weakness is what? Own strength. Just like some of our brothers who will go over there and get jobs. Most of the jobs you will have are jobs that people over there will not want to do it in their own country. So you see, that arrogancy of not being from that country, not wanting to do the job, made you who left here to get the job. So if they will want to do the job, you have been tough competition. Just like the same way you live here to go there, another people will leave their own country and come to our own country and do the same job. We living here will not want to do it. Some things, they are just natural. It's Allah's mercy. That's what Allah told us in the verse of the Quran, that are they the ones sharing the bounties of your Lord? Allah asked a question. They say, we are the ones sharing. That is, He, Allah, is the one sharing it. And then He said, we elevated some above some. So that one party will take the other as laborer. They do give us this example. All of us are laborers to ourselves. The rich man, he is rich in money, but he is poor in physical strength. So you are richer than him in physical strength, then he will ask for your own physical strength, and you will ask him for his own money. Because yes, he can force you to do job for him. Right? If he gives you a job, you give him your bill. If he's ready to pay, you give him your service. So that means you have something he doesn't have. Everybody is rich. Like I do tell us, don't disturb yourself. You are rich. The man who has money is rich. You are poor. The man who has money is also poor. So don't allow anybody to intimidate you. You are a rich man. He is a rich man. You are a poor man. He is a poor man. And to for Allah. Allah says all of you are what? Poor before who? Before Allah. Yes, you may be poor, you don't have much money, but the rich man every day he is in the hospital. Health-wise, you are what? Richer than him. So if you ask him to swap, he will agree. But because you don't have what he has, you don't know. Yes, some rich men are there, like our father, may Allah forgive him, grant him Jannah, former president, Yar'adua. If someone can guarantee him sound health to exchange with him, to give you that presidency, he would have given you that time. Yes, we will give you. Even in Hausa, they say what? Lafia, what is key? And they say health is what? Is wealth. Yes, that health state did not allow him to enjoy that seat. So had it been anybody who is sound health-wise, can guarantee him, take mine, give me the seat and take the wahala of the sickness, he will agree. But you know you cannot do that. That's why even if you ask him, he will listen to you. May Allah guide us for right, unite us, make us people who will tolerate others around us. Like we say, always remember you also offend Allah. So if Allah will tolerate you, then why can't you tolerate other people? And also, whatever tribe, whatever distance anybody is, we have ways of benefiting ourselves. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار.